Hello, artists everywhere, and today is another day of art. All right, boot camp for beginners. Today is Superhero Freestyle Day. Superhero Freestyle. Tomorrow will be the same. So I'm going to do just random warm ups, I guess. Let's start a new layer. And let me see. What do superheroes poses? What are those like? The most famous ones are what? Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman. And so let's do a Superman pose, right? Right now I'm just doing a gesture of what a superhero pose would be like. Usually they're very, right? A Superman pose would be something like this, right? And you have his cape just flowing in the breeze. Classic Superman pose. Right? I would consider this like a Superman pose. What else? Spider-Man. Spider-Man would be something like either he would be crouched, like on top of a building. Maybe his arms are down here. His legs are right. Like if he's on top of a building, a spire or something, just observing the city. It's like the most basic. And Batman, what would Batman be doing? Batman would also be like on top of a building. So he would be. I'm probably stealing a Jim Lee, right? Because I always think of him as standing on top of a building, and there's something like a gargoyle or something artistic of a building he's standing on, and his cape is flowing behind him. Right? And he's just overlooking his city. Right? So yeah, this and you have his like pointed ears. That's right. That looks exactly like Batman, right? Exactly. You give a gesture, some pointed things on his head, and he looks just like Batman. Hmm. Or like there's a classic a flight pose where you're like hovering. You're hovering in midair, so your legs are just down, and you could either have your arms out, like arms akimbo, like Superman, but you're just floating in midair. And of course, you'd have to have a cape because it makes it more dramatic. I, I'm guessing that's why they have superheroes have capes, right? To be drama for drama, no? Maybe, kind of, sort of. Maybe his arms are down. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, just classic poses. But let's see. I was just messing around last night doing some sketching. But I did these poses. Again, as Spider-Man. I would consider this like a Spider-Man parkour pose. Maybe a werewolf change. Or Wolverine. I'd probably change to Wolverine. I'm a big X-Men fan. I love the X-Men. They're my favorite superheroes, so when I was younger, I wanted to draw the perfect Wolverine. Well, this could be also a Wolverine pose. Kind of like that one. But yeah, this is like a classic, right? A classic pose. And this is, I think, another. If somebody's like using their telekinesis to levitate their body, this would be their pose. As a child, I always wanted to move things with my mind, right? That would be just the coolest. I can move things with my mind. Should we draw over one of these? Let's try that. We're just messing around. It's a freestyle day. You know, you could draw whatever you like, whatever superhero you like, in whatever pose. This is just for funsies. It's all funsies. Let's take this down to. I'm trying to decide between this one or this one. Oh, yeah, I like that one. No, if I was doing Wolverine, now let's start with this one. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Right. Don't know exactly. Just going to draw on the top a little bit. Telekinesis as a superpower. I'm also trying to think about the stuff we learned this week, right? So again, the eye line, nose line, some mouth indication, hairline, but let's move that up a little bit. Let's move this eye up a little bit. Got ears. We'll go over more gestures next week, which is it's great. It's a great way to figure out posing and get the generic stuff out, but also as a way of planning, you know, if you're going to like make an illustration, right? You can use a gesture to try to work out what the pose looks like, composition. Now that I have that, I can lasso and then blow it up. And then draw. I don't know exactly what I'm drawing. Or just draw. Have fun with it. This is going to turn into Willis Henry, I know it. I can feel it. Willis Henry is a character, original character I developed for myself. And I know that you'll notice when you'll have patterns in your art where some people will draw, even if they're just drawing random stuff, it'll turn into what they like drawing or something that they've themselves invented. We have no plan, just sketching. Make that like that. Let's let's try some Wolverine, or it's just a drawing of a superhero. Yeah, that's what's going on. We're just trying to get the gesture. Since it's Wolverine, he has to have his claws out, right? Yeah, I was a big comic book reader when I was in my teens, the early 90s. Yeah, mid to early 90s. And man, the comic scene was just incredible. the Todd McFarlanes and Spider-Man, Jim Lee was doing X-Men, and that was awesome. And then, of course, the heavy hitters who were at Marvel and whatnot, they struck out on their own to do Image Comics. But yeah, when I was young, my artistic goal was to draw just one good Wolverine. Right? That was that was my dream. If I could just make one good Wolverine drawing, I would say I was good. How simple. And I've recently, within the last 4 years, gotten back into comic books because they shook up the X-Men, and I was like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? I had to see what was up because I had fallen out. That's awesome. You got to give Wolvie some space. Give him some space. Deselect. Oh. No. We can do better than that. Here we go. Enlarge. Deselect. Okay. Let's erase some of this down. I just took down the opacity. I'm going to draw on top. I can't exactly remember what Wolverine's suit looks like. I know he has like a thing like Batman, right? It's like he has like a face, something like that. We'll turn this back. Side plane. Let's try to deltoid tricep. Wolverine's claws come from the back of his, right, from his forearm, and they go shink. I've always thought that was one of the coolest things. Just blades in your hand. I mean, the logistics of it are just, I can't even fathom, but it's comic books, you know? You could do whatever you want. Let's go. So here's this eye line, this nose line, this mouth line. Let's look at this way. We're just messing around with the Wolverine. Or I am. You're probably lost in your own world, right? I think when he has his costume, it doesn't show his hair, but his hair is also like this, I don't know what you would call it, mask thingy. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so I think he's always angry. He's always just grr. Rah, rah, rah. I'm just bouncing around. Got no plan. There we go. I think that's okay. So I don't know when I started this, but something happened this week that was pretty cool. Right? Okay, I hit 10 subscribers, and I always thought that I don't know why that I would chart my course like with uh, this is gonna sound kind of funky. Super Saiyan power levels, right? So I'm such a nerd. But this is Goku. I was a big Dragon Ball fan in late high school, and I really love Dragon Ball, like the original Dragon Ball when he was child Goku. I like better than Z. Z's great. Z's great, especially the leading up to the Frieza saga. But I this is child Goku, and his power level was 10, right? And so because 10 subscribers, like this is a milestone. 10. So I'm gonna do a little a little, thing to mark this occasion. I was gonna do it with my own character, which I'll probably do in the future. Because I based my character. Uh, there's a lot of Dragon Ball DNA and uh, some other manga influences in it. But yeah, this is just yeah. So let's do that. All right, it's a freestyle day. We're just having fun. So Chibi Goku, who is my favorite. Let's go. If I can. Yeah, I can't remember exactly how, but I think me and my friend Just in high school, we went to, let's see, what was it? Frankenstein's in LA, which has a lot of, it's a place where you can get a lot of anime stuff before, I guess, anime was cool. It was different back in the day than it is now. Right? We had to get Dragon Ball tapes on VHS. Yeah, VHS, man. That's a long time ago. But we got, I think, movie number 12, the one with like this red demon and the Jamiba. I don't know, was it Jabara? No, there was a red demon in it, and I think it was the first time Goku and Vegeta had to fuse. But yeah, me and Just were watching that. We were like, "What is this? We hadn't really seen anything quite like it." And it was around the time where anime was starting to find its place in the West, I guess. He's gonna need to place some space for his hair because he has that wild hair. Okay. So we got that. And then it was around PlayStation 1 era. Because we also got our PlayStation chipped. And if you get your PlayStation chipped, you can play Japanese games on it. And I think the first game we bought was a Dragon Ball game. And it was like it wasn't a side scroller, but it was like the characters were from the side and they could levitate in the air and actually fly and shoot blasts at each other. And you know, the graphics weren't super impressive, but I remember that distinctly. Because it was me, Just, and some other guys from high school just playing this game. And whoever lost, would get replaced by somebody else. And man, that was so long ago. But I just continued, like, I asked my mom to take me to Kinokuniya, downtown LA, and I picked up my first Dragon Ball manga, and I couldn't read it, so I was just looking at the pictures. But then that's what started me wanting to learn Japanese, and it just went. I went on a very unique Odyssey tangent with Dragon Ball as like the start. So that was, and of course, being always drawing since I was young, I had to start drawing Dragon Ball fan art, of course. And so I had a lot of time just drawing Goku and Gohan. Piccolo is one of my favorites because he is the best dad. Right? Goku's great, but as a dad, Piccolo is the best dad. And some of you are listening to me just ramble on about this, and I'm like, what is he talking about? Who might not even know about Dragon Ball, it's just, or maybe you have. It's pretty popular now, but back in the day, man. And he has, I can't quite remember what his hair. It's iconic, of course. But drawing it off the top of my head, I'll get some reference later. But yeah. And his original gi was blue, right? I'll get reference on that too. Usually I draw enough to get the idea down, and then I look for reference. Even though I have the little screenshot there, but usually I work out whatever the idea is first, and then go for reference. That's right. Yeah. That's right, 10. Because that was his power level. And that is how many subscribers I have. Oh, I'm such a goof. But yeah. And whoever's listening out there, you probably have something that's your Dragon Ball. That's your comic books. You know? Something that got you interested or keeps you drawing. Never forget that. And I don't have in high school and college, they used to say, don't draw anime, don't draw, animation, or, look at real stuff. And I was like, yeah, I agree. I don't, I don't disagree with you. It's like, yes, the masters are great and you should learn from that. But also, I have no problem with people, draw what you like. You got into drawing because you wanted to draw stuff that you like. Right? So yeah, draw what you like. Right? Don't feel ashamed if you like drawing whatever you like. If you like it, draw it. It keeps you motivated to move forward. And we all need that motivation to keep moving forward. No matter what it is, whatever your inspiration is. Don't stop drawing. Just keep moving forward. Yeah. Yeah. Shall we call it for today? Why not? I might color it tomorrow, but we'll see. Tomorrow is the second freestyle day. So anyways, if you feel if you want to keep drawing, keep doing what you're doing. And I will see you on the next video. Take care, everybody.